Our region's business is sponsored by PNC for the achiever in you. Our region's business, improving our economy, creating jobs, and strengthening communities. Innovation, collaboration, transformation, and the people making it happen. Join us as we take a closer look at our region's business. Now, here's your host, Bill Flanagan.
Today on Our Region's Business, celebrating science in our region while breaking ground on an expansion of the Carnegie Science Center. Plus, higher education means business at Point Park University, whose business school is getting a new name. But first, Pittsburgh's always been an engineering town, and now a homegrown firm is joining forces with a Canadian company. Chester Engineers is becoming part of the Hatch Group and getting a new name, Hatch Chester. Hatch Chester brings water and wastewater capabilities together with Hatch's expertise in rail transit tunneling, aviation, highways, bridges, and ports. And Bob Agbede is now vice chairman of Hatch USA. Ted Lyon is managing director of bulk metals for Hatch Ltd. And welcome. Good to have you both here.
Thank you.
Pleasure to be here.
Yeah, so this is big news, Bob. I'm going to start with you. You kind of built Chester over the years. What made this the right time to find a partner and move in this direction?
Well, as a matter of fact, Chester has been around longer than Bob Agbede. Chester.
Well, I remember you bought Chester along the way.
Yes, along the way. And it was a major acquisition for us at that point, 13 years ago, when I embarked on this journey with Chester. With my smaller company, I never thought, I could end up in this position. It was a well thought out journey, I thought at first, but over the years, with the evolution of things in our region and globally, we got to a point that we said, we need to be even more, we need to get bigger.
And you have been very focused, right?
Yeah,
Wastewater management, that type of engineering in that space.
Yes.
But there's a bigger world of engineering out there, obviously, right?
Yes, and we've done very well in what we do. However, to get to the next level, we also need someone that's been there. And Hatch is a company that has established itself to over the last over 70-something years in this business, not just in Canada, but also globally, especially in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, you've already had a presence here, right?
Yes,
yeah.
And we were approached by several companies, but they're not in alignment with our value. Our values match Hatch's values as well.
Yeah, and so how about from Hatch's perspective, what made Chester attractive?
Well, there's a couple of things, and I'll just start by saying Hatch is a global organization. We started in Canada, but we see ourselves as a global organization with 5 regions in the world we operate. And we're first and foremost a mining and metals company, but we subsequently morphed into infrastructure and energy. We're well known in mining and metals. We've had a presence in Pittsburgh for several decades. We bought Kaiser Engineers assets in 1998. And we're very involved in the iron and steel and the aluminum business around the world, including Pittsburgh. We decided to bring the rest of our portfolio into the U.S. because we recognize that the U.S. is going to be the focal point for growth in infrastructure moving forward. And we thought, what better place to start than Southwest Pennsylvania? Okay. And we're looking for opportunities to grow. And we do a lot of our growth organically, and we have a lot of capability around the world in infrastructure, but we felt a couple bolt-on acquisitions of like-minded organizations that fit our culture was a good way to get a step change, and Chester was an obvious choice.
Well, and that always becomes the question anytime you have a merger, a partnership, or whatever. What does it really mean here in our region? I assume from your perspective, Bob, this is a growth opportunity for folks around here.
Yeah. It's not just growth for Chester, it's growth for Hatch as well, in our region. We're looking for, we're growing even since the announcement. We have some of our ex-employees coming back. We have others applying to us. We're looking at major opportunities in our region and even outside our region. So we see this as a big step for us, and also mathematically maybe this might be one of those alt mathematics. 1 + 1 = 3 is what we see here. Between the two of us here.
So you'll be able to play in spaces you couldn't play in before.
Yes.
Compete for kinds of contracts and projects that were just not out of the question when you were separate companies.
Absolutely, absolutely. So we feel there's a lot of strength and synergy in the two organizations, and we see, as I said earlier, we see the U.S. as a great growth area. Our Pittsburgh office is the centroid of our U.S. operations, but we have operations in New York City, Buffalo, New York, Florida, Houston, Oakland, California, Los Angeles. So we're well established in the U.S. We expect to grow in double-digit growth year over year in the U.S.
That's how many people do you have here in our region right now?
About 350 in our region.
350 on the Hatch side. And
well, in Pittsburgh, we have about 120.
Okay, so substantial presence already, and a lot of room to grow from there. Well, it's an exciting time here in Pittsburgh. There is a lot of upside right now.
Yes, it is an exciting time for infrastructure-wise on the water side as well. We have a lot of wet weather opportunities in our region. Transportation. Mayor is looking into all these new
transportation, the energy build-out, infrastructure to support the natural gas. Yeah, the list goes on and on.
And these are spaces in which Hatch and Chester we play in. These are our space. This is the kind of things we'll be looking, to enhance, our region in. We are here. We from Pittsburgh. We live in Pittsburgh. We pay taxes here, and it's to our benefit to see our region grow. This is home to all of us.
That's what we like to hear. That's what love to hear you say it, Bob Agbede, Ted Lyon from Hatch and Chester. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it, and best of luck with it.
Thank you, Bill.
Thank you.
Next up, the business school at Point Park University gets a new name. We'll find out what's in store at the Rowan School of Business. Stay with us.